Hey wild ones, welcome to my channel. I'm Starlight the Wild Witch, and the 13 Nights of Samhain has officially begun. Yay! I hope you're excited. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. And if you don't know what this is, the 13 Nights of Samhain is a little tag challenge that I started for witchy and pagan YouTubers. We're doing videos responding to 13 Samhain themed prompts from October 19th to October 31st. And if you want to join, it's definitely not too late. You're more than welcome. If you haven't seen my introduction video for this tag, check it out. I'll link it somewhere here in this video. There's a lot more details there. It'll be in my description too. So a little reminder for those who are participating, don't forget to use the hashtag 13 Nights of Samhain in your video. That way everyone can find it because it'll be listed under the hashtag. It'll be in a nice little organized place here on YouTube. You don't even have to make your videos super long and elaborate. You can make them short, sweet, and simple if you want to. Do whatever works for you as long as you're having fun. That's what matters. We're going to kick things off with the first prompt, which is what represents Samhain to you? So this is going to be a quick video from me here today. I'm going to go over some of my Samhain correspondences, and I have them separated into categories. So we have animals, plants, crystals, and colors. So let's start it off with animals. So what would Samhain be without cats? More specifically, black cats. I have to admit I'm definitely more of a dog person than I am a cat person. I still like cats though. I have really fond memories of growing up in the 90s, and I remember seeing that kitschy vintage Halloween decor that would always have the black cats on, and the vintage Halloween artwork that would have the witch and her little feline companion. I just have such sentimental memories of associating cats with Halloween and Samhain. Cats actually have a long-standing association with witches. This dates back centuries. So back in medieval times, it was thought that witches would transform into cats. And unfortunately, that's where the whole concept of the superstition of black cats being associated with bad luck, bad omens, and misfortune came from. Luckily, that seems to be turning around in modern times, so that's good. And in some cultures, it's actually thought that black cats bring good luck, so if you find yourself superstitious of black cats, perhaps that'll change your opinion. I made a cat pun and I thought it was funny. I'm gonna lose like 100 subscribers for that, but you know what? It was totally worth it. No regrets. I also associate crows and ravens with Samhain. They tend to be more active during this time of year, at least around here anyway. I see them a lot more often during the cooler months. And the symbolism for me is the cycles of death and life, and they're messengers between the worlds. For me, they're very much spiritual messengers. Ravens and crows are really smart, intelligent creatures, and I associate them with wisdom and knowledge, but for me that's more like spiritual wisdom and spiritual knowledge, and that tends to be what I'm often seeking during Samhain, so for me it just makes sense. I associate owls with Samhain too. They tend to be more active where I live during the fall, and I love going outside on crisp, cool autumn evenings and hearing the call of an owl. It's very magical. But I do consider owls to be spiritual messengers as well, and I do associate them with spiritual knowledge and spiritual wisdom. I also associate them with intuition because owls are most active during evening hours, and that's when the moon is out, and I associate the moon with intuition too. And owls have night vision, so for me that makes me think of perception and perceiving things differently, or seeing things, viewing things a different way. And that's really helpful for me, especially during the darker half of the year, because I struggle with seasonal affective disorder, and thinking of the owl seeing in the dark makes me kind of view the darker half or the darkness in a different way. I know a lot of people are going to get freaked out by this one. I do apologize, but I associate spiders with Samhain, so I do fear spiders. They're creepy and crawly, but like I also learned to revere and respect them. So spiders tend to linger in the darker areas, and for symbolism's sake, it makes me think of like embracing the darkness or the darker half of the year. It's been very helpful to work with spider for SAD. The web that they weave makes me think of like weaving the web of fate or the web of connection. I associate snakes with Samhain too. They're connected with the underworld. They symbolize wisdom and transformation. So that serpentile energy is really good to work with during Samhain as well. Let's talk about Samhain color correspondences now. So the colors I associate with Samhain are the colors that are going on in the natural world in the land around me right now. So that's going to be different hues of browns and shades of mossy green and vibrant colors of the changing leaves. So yellows, oranges, and reds. And I'm a big fan of color magic, and to me, purple is my personal power color. I associate it with witchcraft and with magic, so love purple this time of year. I do a lot of protection magic this time of year, and I associate black with that. The veil is thin and your girl likes to up her protection, so definitely associate black with Samhain. Now we're going to dig into some crystal correspondences. One of my favorite crystals that I love to work with during Samhain is indigo gabbro, also known as mystic merlinite. And for me, this is an excellent crystal for manifestation. I love to work with it for that. And it's also great for promoting psychic awareness, so like psychic abilities, intuition, dream work, astral projection, that kind of thing. And I also work with labradorite for the same reason. Labradorite is known as the magician's stone, so again, excellent for manifestation and dream work, psychic abilities. For psychic abilities, I also love me some lapis lazuli and some amethyst. Those are great for intuition. During this time of year, I tend to reach for crystals that are connected to communication. So this is more like spirit communication or otherworldly communication for me. And the ones that I go for are blue kyanite and dumortierite. That's another good one for that. And I also like to work with protective crystals, so things like smoky quartz. Sometimes there's a lot of like negativity floating around this time of year, so I feel like smoky quartz is really good for that. I also love working with black obsidian and black tourmaline and hematite for protection. I also love working with bloodstone this time of year. The red parts in the bloodstone make me think of like blood ties, bloodlines, ancestry connections. So for me it's symbolic. I keep it on my altar for that. Lastly, we're going to chat about some Samhain herbal and plant correspondences. I know this one is really common. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. It's pumpkin. I absolutely love working with pumpkin in my kitchen witch magic. I like to try a different pumpkin inspired recipe every single year. This way I get to try something new every year, and if I want to revisit an old pumpkin recipe, I can try to like tweak it and make it better. And I love that. I love working with what's naturally harvested on the land this time of year. Yes, pumpkin everything. One of my favorite go-to Samhain herbs is definitely mugwort. I like working with it for psychic awareness and dream work and astral travel, things like that. So I'll add it to my dream pillows, I'll put it in my Samhain incense, and if I'm brave enough, I'll add it to my tea or infuse it in wine, but I haven't done that in years because y'all, it's hella bitter, bleh, it's nasty, so not a big fan of that for consumption. One of my other herbal favorite Samhain go-tos is wormwood. It's in the same family as mugwort, the Artemisia family, and I like working with it for calling in spirits. I'll add it to my Samhain incense blend for that, and psychic awareness, so I'll include that in my dream pillow. I like to burn juniper this time of year to cleanse my home, and yarrow flower for purification. Ooh, and I love working with vanilla because to me, vanilla is associated with the home, so anytime I want to do house magic, one of my favorites is vanilla. It's good for sweetening, and for me it's symbolic for like nostalgic reasons too. You know, I associate it with baking and all that, so for me it makes sense. I work with a lot of warm spices this time of year too, and all for their own different reasons, but to sum it up, I work with a lot of like cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, allspice, ginger, star anise, yes, like all of the warm spices. And I work with orange for its bright, happy solar energy. I find that I reach for it quite often because the SAD struggle is real and it sucks. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Those are just some of my Samhain correspondences. Trust me, I have a lot more where that came from, but I'm trying to keep it brief and manageable because I have 12 more of these to do. But if you haven't already, go on over, check out everyone else's contribution to the 13 Nights of Samhain challenge, see what they have going on, see what their representations are, because everyone's practice is different and unique to the individuals, so I can't wait to see what everyone's up to and what they represent Samhain with. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. I hope that you're enjoying this as much as I am, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Tomorrow we're doing cherished memories, stories, and pieces of wisdom from those who have passed on. So until then, stay wild and whimsical. Bye!